Profile share via email report story. Here goes nothing. I'm not really good at these things. I'm not the best at writing fluff, so, sorry. I tried. Third POV. After tons of splashing around and laughter, Izuku and Ochako got out of the lake. They sat down and let themselves dry off a little. During this time, they decided to talk a little. So, I've noticed the way Bakugo has been treating you. I can knock some sense into him, if you want me to. Ochako offered her help. Izuku glanced at her. No, it's okay, I don't want you to get involved with my problems this time. Izuku denied her offer. Ochako looked at Izuku. You sure? It seems like it's going to get more violent than last time. Ochako said, worried. Izuku smiled. It's okay, I can handle it. Izuku said, trying to calm her worry. He doesn't like it when someone is worried about him. It makes him feel guilty. Ochako looked at Izuku one more time before dropping the subject for now and looking out at the lake. Soon she got up and walked away from the lake. Izuku watched her leave, worried he did something wrong. You comin'? Asked Ochako, turning around to look at Izuku. Midoriya got up and followed Ochako. They walked through the park, and up the same hill from last time. Izuku was questioning her choice of where to go, but didn't say anything about it. They sat down at the edge of the hill. Butts flat on the ground. I'm sorry for my way of describing things. Bodies leaned back, hands supporting their bodies so they don't fall flat on the ground, legs hanging over the edge. Ochako looked up at the sky. The two started to just talk about anything and everything, savoring the moment while it lasted. Unintentionally making memories. They soon run out of things to say and just sit there in comfortable silence. Doing nothing except sitting there and look at the stars above them. Both feeling the urge to scoot closer together, but not paying any mind to the urge. Izuku glances over at her. He's sure that he hasn't seen anything or anyone more beautiful than her, more beautiful than what he's looking at right now. He hasn't felt anything more powerful than the urge that he's feeling right now, the urge to kiss her. He wants to hold her close right now, her lips look so soft. I'm sorry if this seems a little unreal. PLZ, bear with me, I'm not the best at this. His mind went blank, he couldn't look away. Ochako can see Izuku out of the corner of her eye. He almost looked like he wanted to kiss her. She couldn't tell. She bit her lip, getting a little more nervous the longer he stared at her. Uncertain about what's going on, she gently laid her hand on top of his, but Izuku's instincts being one step ahead of the situation, he turned her head towards him and gently connected their lips together. It was like everything they wanted to say to each other, everything they wished they could say, came pouring out into that one kiss. Izuku lies awake in his bed, his heart pounding. After the kiss, they confessed each other's feeling for each other. It was like a dream come true for Izuku. It was a dream come true. He couldn't sleep. Everything that happened kept replaying over, and over, and over again. His cheeks grew redder and redder the more it replayed in his head. It felt so good. He felt higher than Cloud 9, he was on Cloud 10. Izuku rolled around in bed, a huge goofy smile on his face. He took deep breaths and attempted to calm himself down. It was a failed attempt. The next day rolled around, Ochako and Izuku only getting a couple hours of sleep. But that didn't matter to them. They felt like they had a whole night's worth of sleep, energetic as hell. Izuku left his house, hoping to see Ochako. That hope got crushed when he didn't see her. He'll have to walk alone again. His hope getting crushed didn't faze him in any way, knowing that he'll see her at school anyway. Izuku happily makes his way to school. He was shining brighter than the sun itself. Not even Kachan's kicks could bring him down. He wished that was true. The second Izuku stepped foot into that school, he felt a pair of hands push him face first into the ground. Wow, I barely even touched you, you weak-ass nerd. Izuku heard Kacchan sneer from behind him. Kissing the ground made a little blood leave Izuku's nose. Izuku didn't dare talk back to Katsuki. A couple of second years stopped to watch the scene, snickering a little at Izuku. What are doing still on the floor? Are such a weak-ass loser that you can't even get your loser ass off the floor. Bakugo laughed, kicking Izuku in the side. Izuku rolled over in attempt to stop Bakugo from kicking him. Izuku quickly scrambled to get off the floor, but luck wasn't on his side. The second he got off the floor, the second years stopped being bystanders and pushed Midoriya right back onto the floor. Bakugo smirked at the second years, who were staring at Midoriya with cake-eating grins. The second years started chuckling a little at Izuku. Izuku used his arms to support his upper body off the ground. Bakugo immediately kicked Izuku in the chest, forcing Izuku fully onto the ground. Bakugo started to laugh, same with the second years. More and more people stopped by to watch Izuku, somehow finding the whole thing funny. Wow, he's such a loser. Did you hear him squeak? Ha, stupid loser. The insults and laughter went on, tears starting to sting his eyes. Nobody cares about his pain. Wow, now he's going to be a stupid crybaby. Crybaby, crybaby, crybaby. The words repeated, over and over. They rang around his head. He's not sure how a day that started off so good could take a sharp turn towards the bad like this. The kids kept chanting harsh words, calling him harsh names, making him believe he is all those things. He curled up in a ball. Wow, he's such a loser. He's not even going to try to defend himself. What a bitch. It only got worse and worse until they all lost interest. They all walked away like nothing happened, but they all laughed at him, making harsh jokes about him. Izuku ignored what just happened, trying not to let the words faze him. He makes it to his class. Nobody in his class, except for Bakugo, know what happened in the hallway. That calmed his nerves a little. Seeing Ochako, defiantly calmed his nerves and made his heart skip a beat. Even through the darkest of times, knowing that his life is going to be a living hell from now on, just looking at her makes him think that his life is sunshine and rainbows. Uraraka noticed Izuku in the doorway, staring at her. Her face lighted up as she whipped her head towards him, jumping out of his seat. Izuku flinched, startled by her actions. She ran over to him. She got the urge to hug him, but she wanted to take things slow. The two just got into a relationship, and it's already going very smoothly. They both were happy with each other. They really didn't want to screw things up. That was Izuku and Ochako's one fear. To Izuku, she was his sunlight. She was his safe haven. She was his everything. She was his darling. Okay, yeah, I'm not good at fluff or any of that. I'm sorry, I tried. And I know I can't just go from fluff, Izuku being on cloud 9, to kicking, punching, and bullying. I'm sorry. Anyway, I hope I get better at fluff. I like fluff. But not as much as I like writing out angst. Weird kid. Where stories live. Discover